Good morning, UPBOptionMillionaires.com on this July 3rd, 2018, about an hour before the opening bell. It's a half a trading day. Market closes at 1 o'clock. S&P 500 futures off to a good start this morning, up almost 0.5%. NASDAQ futures up over 0.6%. This is on the heels, we're heading into this month. July 1st, the first trading day of July, was supposed to be one of the most bullish days of the year, and we started off with a pretty nasty decline in the overnight hours heading into Monday's trading session. And guess what happened? The market recovered those losses and then some. We ended up positive for the trading session. Building upon those gains, some charts to look at this morning I'll get into in a second. When you look at the VIX this morning is down under that 15 level. That's been a key level. If you look over the short term, we'll pull up to the last 10 trading days. You can see this kind of consolidation pattern, but we could not break below this 15 level and hold it. We are now this morning down under this 15 level into the 14. See if we can hold down there and possibly spark a rally in the market for the short to medium term. If you look, momentum indicators here. This is the S&P 500 ETF, the spiders. You can see the SPY. It's back in the channel after we broke out. First, we broke out of this wedge after the downturn to start 2018. Broke out of the wedge. We're in a bull flag. We broke out of that channel, and then we came back into it. That channel, holding that 270 level is really what that channel is all about. 270 and the top side 273 and change. Well, guess what? This morning we're up over 273. We're at 273.25 and change. Actually, a little higher than that this morning as futures continue to rally. So if we can hold above that, which we haven't been able to do the last couple weeks, it would be pretty bullish for this market. And also something I'm watching for is a momentum shift. And the market has been at the top side of this momentum here. It can hang on there for quite a while, but what's happened is when it pulls back, it's the negative momentum does not stay very long, and these reversals, these buy signals out of this negative momentum, the momentum change has been pretty good indicator get long the market. So we had it back to start of the year, February at the lows, we got the trigger, and we had a really sharp rally at that stage, about a $20 move. In April, similar kind of trigger. It wasn't as a robust or swift move. It took a little time, but still a nice $20 move for the SPY. Here we are this morning. I believe this action this morning is going to get a trigger for the SPY. So we could be looking at, 10, 15, 20. That would give us new all-time market highs for the SPY. And the QQQ here, the 170 level, just like the 270 level for the SPY, has been holding. It's been a tough nut for this market to crack through. Back in May, this was the 170 level that it kept running up against before finally breaking out. And we've come back to this 170 level, acting as support. And guess what? We have that possible momentum shift. And much like the SPY over the last 2 years, once we get negative, it does not last long. And when we get that reversal, it's usually sharp. So we'll see if that's what happens here this time, which would, as wild as it sounds, trigger new all-time record highs for the QQQ. And we have small caps setting up. We did not come back to test support here. Although if you pull back a line going back to 2008 was a breakout line, we actually came down and tested that support line, but you can see again momentum starting to turn. Small caps have been the leader. Look at that candle to the upside that we had yesterday. And also let's look at the financial. It's been quite a tailspin for financials in June. Even after the Fed stress test last week, we had a sharp reversal intraday. But yesterday the financials got their footing a little bit. JP Morgan Chase closed over 105. Setting up here also momentum possibly turning. A lot of call action, Bank of America calls. So watch the financials here. That could help lead the market to new highs as well. For solar, some calls yesterday. Like the setup, the downside momentum seems to have abated. We came down to near that 50 level. Previous gap is now closed. And yeah, we got the momentum signal. Possible move up in the short term to 55, maybe 57. For solar, we have FedEx, which broke through support as a long-term trend line support. See if we can get back over it this morning. We're up over 230. If we could break over this former support resistance line, a setup for a nice reversal for FedEx. And finally, Facebook this morning down under that key 195 level. That 195 breakout level has been a tough nut to crack also for Facebook and hold above it. But if it can, especially shrug off this morning weakness and the negative news that came out after the bell yesterday of more of that privacy nonsense that's been going on. Investigations, the stock can get over $200 in the short to medium term. Some nice target upgrades yesterday for Facebook. So I think this is just going to be another buying opportunity. Much like, look at the dip we had back down. It's long-term support in Facebook. That support line is held for many years. We came down to it earlier this year, and not really look back for Facebook. It's been a strong move. Look at this, came down to support, and it was a good reset for Facebook. And now we're up here setting up for a move over 200. All right, UPBOptionMillionaires.com. So it's a shortened day today. We're off tomorrow. Back at it on Thursday. Everyone have a safe, happy 4th of July. Be careful with those fireworks. I'll see you in the chat room.